This segment wasn't really intended for the air, but I decided I'd go ahead and include it. So I'd ask for you to please indulge me while I gush a bit and get a little fanboy over Mr. Daniels. Mr. Daniels, I have the greatest admiration for you, and I don't mean to bore you, but I just want to share just a little bit.
Certainly.
Of what you meant to me in my boyhood growing up, maybe, 11 or 12. The very first time that I ever spoke on the radio was I called in a request for The South's Gonna Do It Again, and the disc jockey played it back on the radio, and I went running in to tell my family about what a wonderful thing this was. I'm about to be on the radio, and they weren't too excited for me, but I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And then I went on and was just fascinated with your album, Fire on the Mountain. I studied it, and I taught myself to pick a little bit of guitar and bass guitar just by going over and over and wearing that album out. You know, I still remember struggling, trying to learn that little run in Long-Haired Country Boy, the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Well, you learned to tune your string down.
Is that the trick? Is that what I was doing wrong?
That's it. You got to drop that A string down to a D.
Oh, really?
That's what I think. Oh, yeah.
Okay, a different tuning would make that a little bit easier for me.
Oh, yeah, it makes it a lot easier, definitely.
Wow.
Well, I am honored. Thank you very much. That was kind of a watershed album for us. When I first started recording, I had a hard time trying to be myself because I'd come off of about 13 years of playing clubs where the more you sounded like somebody else, the better it was. You know, the more you did Elvis Presley, the Union sound like Elvis, or That's Domino, or whatever, because that's what people wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. You were playing copy music. And I had recorded 4 other albums is what we had around doing Fire on the Mountain. And I had never been happy with my vocal sound. And I decided when we did that, we were in Macon, Georgia, and I thought, I'm going to go in the studio, and I'm going to open my mouth, and whatever comes out, without coercing or curving it or changing it at all, is going to be me. And that was the first album that I did that on, Fire on the Mountain. So it was kind of a watershed album for us, definitely.
It was definitely a huge influence on me. So I'd just like for you to know that I'm a lifelong admirer, and that all those years ago on a cold Iowa winter night, there was about an 11-year-old boy just studying his hardest to try to learn that record.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you very much. I love hearing stories like that. I've been around a while, and I know we've made some impact. Makes an awful lot of difference to me.
Yeah, well, you certainly have on me, and I appreciate you making time to visit with us. We don't want to dwell too much on the past, but let me ask you real briefly. Were you a musician before finishing high school? Were you already touring? Were you already out playing? Or when did that start to happen for you?
No, I never started playing until I was about, late 14, early 15, something like that. And the way I started, a friend of mine had a guitar. I knew the friend for quite a while. I didn't even know he had a guitar. And I went up to his house one day, and he had it out. He literally knew about 2.5 chords. He knew G and C, and if he took his time, he could play a D. And I just went nuts. I said, you got to teach me that. I've always wanted to learn how to play. And so anyway, make a long story short, we started, that's why I started learning. And I went through high school, and, of course, I played square dances, and any place I could, play. I started playing fiddle when I was about 16. But I went, I finished high school in 1955, and it was to be 1958 before I finally cut the apron strings and went out into the world and make my living, and determined to be a professional musician, which is, after I learned 3 chords and could play a whole song, it's all I ever wanted to be. But it was 1958 before I finally got around to that.
Oh, well, the world is a better place for you having done that.